Oh my God, the dead has risen. What the hell is going on?
Before I get into the video, I just wanted to say a few things, because obviously it's been a while since I've uploaded to this channel, and that's being lenient on myself. So I just wanted to sort of say why I haven't, and what my plans are basically. So to be honest, I just got really bored of F1. I know it sounds crazy, but I just got bored. It got to the summer break and I was making videos for just like when there was no F1 going on, and I started to realise like I was making videos I wasn't happy with, and I just wasn't putting any effort in. So I was like, what's the point in me uploading these videos that I'm just not putting any effort into, and I'm just uploading to keep a schedule? And I think I'm just going to be a bit more laid back this time. I'm going to make a lot of the same like F1 related videos, but yeah, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully, you know, I stick around for longer this time. So without further ado, here is my latest video for all of you. Oscar Piastri, the man, the myth, the legend. Well, not just a legend yet, but maybe in the near future. He was born in Melbourne, April 6th, 2001. Scary to think I'm nearly his age, Jesus. To his parents, Chris and Nicole Piastri. And I'm not saying anything, but as we all know with F1, he definitely made it on his own. Maybe with a small bit of his dad running a business. But you know, that had nothing to do with it, I'm sure. But anyway, I divulged because everyone in F1 has backing like that. Otherwise, you know, it's a rich man's sport. But realistically, he loved racing from a young age and started remote control racing at 6. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of sick. I remember when I used to get like my Skate Electrics out and you get them for Christmas. They were pretty banging, not gonna lie. So I see why this guy liked remote control cars. And apparently there was tournaments for this shit, and this guy was in it when he was 6. So fair enough to him. Good on him. I'm happy he did it. But then, obviously, he then went into karting at 10, and went throughout various Australian titles until he later became noticed. This would lead on to him competing in CIK FIA sanctioned tournaments all around the world, and this was under Ricky Flynn Motorsport, and he got this seat in 2015 at what? So how old would he have been? 14 maybe 15? But yeah, after good performances for him in these tournaments, it then meant he moved on to Formula 4 UAE Championship in 2016, where he didn't have a bad season, not by a long shot, but he didn't have the best season, finishing 6th, you know, picking up a few podiums, decent points. But it's really his next season where things start to get interesting, because he moved from the UAE Championship to the British F4 Championship under the team TRS Arden Junior team. And he would go on to finish 2nd, and then the next season finally winning the championship, winning his first proper championship, securing himself a seat at Prima Racing in 2019, which of course we all know the rest. He then went on to win 3 consecutive titles in Formula Renault, F3 and F2. And I'll give you a hint, the only other driver to do this now drives for Mercedes, is British, and he's teammates with Lewis Hamilton. I'm not sure how many hints more you need, but only George Russell has ever done that. To think McLaren have this man in their seat, this man could be crazy. The season he did win the F2 championship as well. He won by 60.5 points, and I mean, that is just ridiculous. Like, he swept the floor with the rest of the tournament. And to think, who else was there? A man who did come 3rd, Guan Yu Zhou, who I have made a video about. Literally, oh my god, it was a year ago now when I would have made that video. But yeah, I made a video a year ago about Guan Yu Zhou. Go check it out to see how I feel about him. But as you can tell, I think there's quite a big difference in their abilities. But one has a bit more backing than the other. But, you know, that's F1. Then, to think, that he was sidelined for the 2022 season because no team wanted him. This is also where the backing gets annoying, because Guan Yu Zhou got in over him, even though Piastri had beaten him in all the championships he'd taken place in before. Lance Stroll was still in a seat, all just because Daddy Stroll owned Aston Martin. Who else? Latifi, thank God he's gone. I mean, I'm sorry, go Tifi. I do love him, and he was funny to watch because, you know, if you wanted a safety car, you know, you could just pray he was going to spin out, and he would do it every race, and it would always be a fucking safety car. But to think Latifi was in the F1 Championship over fucking Piastri, who had done what George Russell had done earlier. And to think how much hype George Russell got, and just no one hyped Piastri the same because he was sidelined for this season. And, great to mention that he was contracted to Alpine at this point. And this is where it gets real juicy. Piastri had a contract with Alpine that was expiring in July 2022. He was always thought to be going to Alpine, as, you know, they'd brought him up through the ranks. Fernando Alonso was going to leave to make way for him. Alpine had said a statement saying that he would be joining them, even put it on their Instagram and shit. And then he goes on his Instagram, I'm going to get it up, he says shit like, I don't want to join them, I haven't got a contract with them. And then what does he do? McLaren swoop in and get him. It's fucking crazy. So there's so much bad blood between Piastri and Alpine. So to think next season with Alpine and McLaren looking like they're going to be that like top mid-table like they were this season, it's going to be juicy, I tell you what. And with Ocon and Gasly in the Alpine, that's a great lineup. And Piastri and Lando Norris in the McLaren, I'm really excited to see what that, like, both of them, such young drivers in those teams. It'll be so good to see what they can do. But sorry, I'm rambling on a little bit. Of course, because of joining from McLaren, Piastri had to replace his fellow Aussie, Danny Ricciardo, which I'm still a bit sore to talk about because I know he was shit and he just wasn't getting the results needed. He lost us 4th place in the championship, let's be real. It was Lando Norris versus Alpine. But I still loved him in it. It's not going to be the same without him in the sport. And I really wished he had got like a Williams seat or a Haas seat. But I mean, I will talk about all of the drivers who joined the other teams because there are a lot of changes which I'm excited about. But it's really upset to see Ricciardo leaving the sport. But I am hopeful that he will join back. And I have an inkling that it's going to be with Aston Martin. Because I don't think Alonso's going to stick there for that long. I think he'll have a season. He'll be like, fuck this. I'm getting out of here. This is a shit team. And then Ricciardo will hopefully swoop in. But we'll see about that. So then, of course, now that he is officially with McLaren, it's really going to be interesting seeing that head-to-head between Lando Norris and Piastri. Because let's get real, 2 great young drivers coming up. To think, Lando Norris, I don't even think you can really consider him a young driver anymore. He's been in the sport since, 2019? So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Will this be his 4th season? 4th? Yeah, I think this will be his 4th season. Jesus. No, hang on, no. This will be his 5th season. Because he was with 2 seasons with Sainz, 2 with Ricciardo. Mental. I'm really excited to see the head-to-head because I know when Lando Norris joined, Carlos Sainz didn't sweep the floor with him, but he was much better than him. So I think for the first season, Piastri will be just, getting comfortable with the car. And then the second season, I'm hoping McLaren can give him a car to like drive with. Because I remember last season, the start of the season was horrible. I remember I watched that race and I was like, oh my God, is this what we're going to be watching the whole season? They were like 20th and 19th, take away the DNFs. And I could not believe it, considering Bahrain last season was such a good track for us. If you did not know, I'm a McLaren fan. Loved Jenson Button since 2007, so I was a Honda fan first. Well, I wasn't really a Honda fan, I was just a Jenson Button fan. Then obviously watched him in Brawn, and then McLaren obviously swooped in for Jenson Button, and then ever since then I've been a McLaren fan because that's where Button basically ended up for the end of his seasons. But anyway, I think I'll end the video there. I went on a bit of a tangent at the end, not gonna lie. Like, that didn't have anything to do with Piastri. But yes, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Love you all very much. Mwah.